What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. Today we are going to take a look at Hot Toys Iron Man Mark 1, and you can order this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. I'll put the link down below. So my goal is, well, at least now in the immediate future, is to basically get Mark 1 to 7, give my Hall of Armor, and be done with Iron Man. You know, I already have 85 and all that stuff, but I have the chance now to backdraft. As you can see, this is the die-cast version. You got the packaging right here, very beautiful. If you could display the packaging, why not? It has this, you know, kind of like reflective image to it, but it's really nice. So let's unbox this thing. I've been looking for, well, not really. This was, I'm not gonna lie to you. I wanted to do the 1 to 7, but I'm not hell bent on doing that. I'm not gonna pay $455 for this guy. You see the images right here. So I waited for a right opportunity, and there's a sale right now going on, and I had this for basically 35% off. Still pretty expensive for what you get, because at the end of the day, it's an Iron Man, and I'm a big Iron Man fan. Heck, I'm not gonna do 1 to 7 if I'm not, right? I'm already halfway there. I got 4 of the 7, so I got this, Mark 4, Mark 5, and Mark 7. So I need 2, 3, and 6. 6 is coming up. 3 is already out, but you know, I honestly am not sure if I'm gonna complete the 7. I want to, but I don't know if I could. And you can see this has minimal accessories here. Got the both fires and those open palm hands, and that's basically it. What you do get, however, is beautiful bases. You got the kind of like the topper where you actually put the base in, and you got kind of like a height extender, and I like it because this feels, initially when it was announced slash you know when they did the preview, it looks like a statue. Look at this, it's beautiful. It is USB. I would say the first Iron Man that's USB capable of doing so, and this is the topper, so it boosts the height to a degree where, you know, it's die cast, it looks good. Maybe you can substitute this for a statue, you know, maybe. Let's look at the accessories, or lack thereof. So you got 2 hands, open palm. You're never gonna use this, I can tell you that right now. This one does have the metal kind of like sculpted to the hand. The other one doesn't, because it is attached to the figure itself, made out of plastic. Nice leather like look here, the texture. You can see on the other hand as well. You're never gonna use this, I'm telling you. You're gonna stick with a fisted hands, because why would he have open palm, right? The fisted works better, you know, for shooting missiles or the flame effect, whatever. So and don't worry, because changing hands is a pain in the ass anyway. So this is, the flame effects is a bit different compared to the Mandalorian ones. The Mandalorian ones kind of just peg inside, you know, it's like you clip it. This one does have those holes where you insert the pegs, the wrist pegs in there. They're a bit heavy as well, but the figure itself is a bit sturdy, so no worries about that. The base is beautiful. It gives you that desert look with the Stark Industries. Is that spelled correctly? Because they could be Wolverine again all over. No? Okay. It has some debris. It looks good. I'm surprised to see this, crotch grabber where it's kind of like circular, because I'm used to the flat one now with edges. I like it, but no problem with it whatsoever. And this one, Iron Man Mark 1, so you insert, well, you just kind of put it on top of this, and it gives it a little bit of height boost. Or you can put it on your Hall of Armor. It's really up to you. I wish there was like a hole in there that you could cover, so you can put the kind of like the crotch grabber in there, because he can stand on his own, but I don't know if I trust the figure to stand on its own when it's die cast and heavy. So you just kind of insert it like this, and it looks okay, I suppose. It looks pretty good. And now let's take a look at the armor itself. So this is die cast, so you can see here, beautifully done. You can see all the damages, the weathering effects. They are movable, by the way, all these die cast pieces at the bottom. You do see kind of like the track for, he kind of looks like a tank on the side. I don't know what they're there for, but all these pieces are die cast, so there's a bit of a weight into this. The body itself is not ratcheted, so is it gonna take a toll on the body over time? I don't know. You can see the inside of his armor, which is just plain fabric. The details looks beautiful because this is not a sophisticated Iron Man armor. He made the scraps in a cave, so, and it shows. You know, you can see the welding, you know, lines out there on the side. You can clearly see, you know, how it's put together. Wires are hanging out, and I think it adds character into the armor itself compared to the normal Iron Man, which, if you are just a regular person, let's be honest here, 4, 3, 6 would look all the same to a casual fan, but this one would stand out because it looks really different. On the back here, there's a lot of nice pieces, a lot of details in here. The canister where you insert the USB, you can see all the gears and everything. The back part right here, that's the button that you click, the circular one, and then it spins as well. You see a lot of wires dangling. It's such a, aesthetically, you know, from a collector standpoint, it is such a beautiful piece in my opinion. You go down here, you can still see his pants, by the way, and all the wires are dangling and hanging out. It's beautiful. The metal themselves, the plates, as you can see here, it has scratches and rivets and all that good stuff. It is nicely done by Hot Toys. Going up here, and you can see they're not polished, they're not well made, and that's what you wanted from something that was built basically in a cave, and just, you know, scrap metal. Welding lines, again, beautifully done. I never had the first version or the second one. My friend did, and so I have nothing to compare it with. So now the difference between the first version and the second is this: USB powered. Outside of the fact that it's all die cast, most of it at least. You see that, and that's the button right there. So you insert this. I use a GoPro. You can use any USB-C type cable. Ideally, you want something thinner, so it doesn't, you know, it's not too obvious. Now this guy spins, and you can see the light on the back of his arm. This one's kind of loud, so I don't know if you want to keep that spinning or powered on all the time. The arc reactor is nice and bright, but yeah, I mean, the spinning doesn't stop, and it makes a noise. I'm sure you've seen other reviews before. This has been released for 10 months now, and it does look cool. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I trust this. Like, it's maybe if you have some company coming over, you kept it on just to keep them impressed. But, you know, it's nice that it's USB powered now. I guess the future would have this one having its own battery, and you plug it in there so you don't see those wires. Because right now you need to have a power bank or some sort of device to keep it on, you know, like a power device. And this is the head sculpt. So this is, you can see there's dent in his mask as well. The mask itself is made out of die cast metal, so it's heavy. It looks great. Now if you are displaying this in your Hall of Armor, you might want to black out the eyes and the mouth, because obviously it's in Hall of Armor, so no one's in there. So I don't know, you might probably just put, because the special edition version does have an empty mask, but you can't insert it on the figure anyway. Maybe you just put it on top of it. Here you just get a, you know, black paper, I suppose, and drop it down. And this is the Tony Stark head sculpt inside of it. Looks pretty good, you know, not gonna lie. It looks pretty good from that scene. That's what they're trying to capture anyway. I'm gonna open the lights on the other side because I just tried to emulate the light as much as I could. They updated the paint applications. I saw some reviews saying that the actual head sculpt, did not change. And honestly, looking back from that transition, I'm not too mad about it. It's still pretty decent. You don't need purse on this guy. You don't. That's just an added bonus if you ever had one. You can barely see the eyes when you pull down the mask. So I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna create a fuzz for that. But overall, I think he looks great. Certainly, he's gonna spend most of the time, at least in my collection, without showing this head sculpt. So I'm okay with this. I'm okay with it not having a purse. Articulation here, you can see inside there's waist movement here as well, but this is a normal body inside the suit. But you see the head, it can tilt up. So if you make him, he did fly using the suit. Like, I don't know if you consider that flying or just jumping up. This one could go a lot higher. I tried it. Trust me, it could. It's just there. It's kind of banging in there, but you could raise it up as well in here. Okay, maybe that's how I did it first. I raise it up sideways, and then you kind of twist the bicep feature. You could bend the elbow around 90 degrees. You could push it a little further, but it's on your risk now. You having a risk here. The waist, you could move it left and right. The legs, you can kick it up and down, but again, the armor plates are kind of hitting each other, so you gotta be careful with that. You don't want to scratch it off. I mean, the finish of the armor itself is not well done anyway. Perhaps you can scratch it off, but just be careful is what I'm trying to say here. There's some some ankle articulation here with his armor and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. You can bend the knee from the back. So that's there's some decent amount. He is built like a tank and he moves like a tank. So I don't expect a lot of movement. But in the movie, he did kneel down, though. I gotta say that he did kneel down. I don't know how he did that, but here he is right outside of the cave. Looking pretty cool right here. The first time he came out, and then he was greeted by a bunch of bullets coming down his way. So I made this scene right here. There's a cave accessory that you could buy as well. I don't know if I want to buy that. That's so scene specific for him. But maybe I would go that route one of these days. But yeah, he looks cool with that. And then here he is. Well, this is really when Tony Stark was demonstrating Jericho. But I decided to put him there anyway. Like him maybe shooting some missiles. This is an iconic, maybe I would say the godfather of all MCU / Iron Man. You can see that little missile on his forearm when he hit, I forgot the guy's name, the kind of like the, not a general, but one of the henchmen for the 10 Rings. And that's a cool little scene right there. And here he is, with the flamethrower effect. You could, like I said, you could raise the arm, put those flame effects. If you want him displayed this way, you could as well. When he started torching the terrorist or the 10 Rings base, he did burn them all. So you could. I mean, the flame effect looks really great. Looks like an actual flame, honestly. Looks good here. So you could display him like this. I think on my display, it's either he's going inside a Hall of Armor. Probably not right away. Maybe down the line. I'm going to enjoy him outside first. Maybe put him on my office or something like that. Because he does look really cool. All right, so my final thoughts on this guy. I always wanted to have him. We'll talk about the price. It's a bit expensive, $455, but he's constantly on sale. So pay what you're comfortable with him. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Do I think he's worth $455? No, I don't think any Iron Man is worth $455 at this point. There's so many out there that unless you are a hardcore Iron Man collector and you gotta have them all, it's not worth it. I wanted to have them all, and I still haven't purchased Mark III. I'm hoping that, because it's still also 455. It's beautiful. Want to have it. But I'm waiting, if not from one of these stores or comic book shop, or maybe BSTs, because it's an Iron Man figure. Look at Mark 46. Look at this guy. And if it doesn't go down the price that I wanted to, I'll be okay. I'm just not going to continue my Mark 7. Maybe you can call me not as a passionate Iron Man fan as most of people. Perhaps that is me. I've come to the terms that I want to extend my funds now. There's so many cool figures coming out, and I want to have them all. And I know that's not possible if I just continue to pay premium for these guys. 455. If you're willing to pay that, is it worth that? Not in my opinion, but something is only worth what you're willing to pay for it. Kind of with the collection that are ranging from $2,000 now. It is not crazy to think that this is 455. It's die cast. It's Iron Man. You got light up function. It looks like it does look like like a statue. Look at from this angle right here, but it is nice, and I'm happy to have him. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.